Welcome to Trucking with Fitz. Today we're going to do a full service on our Fld120 with a Cat 3406E. So we're going to do oil change, filters, fuel filters, grease job, check all the fluids. This is not a how-to video. This is a let's go along for the ride type of video. So keep that in mind when you comment down below. Stay tuned for some owner-operator, what we call this, maintenance day. Okay, so this is what I got going on. You don't need a lot of tools to change a filter or to change the oil on a big truck like this. Cat 3406E, prefix 6TS. That's what this is. Drain plug down there is just a 1/2 inch drive. I'm hoping that I can get the oil filter off just by using 2 hands on it, but maybe not. I do have this punch. I guess it's not a punch. It's sort of a pick, but I'm gonna poke a hole in the bottom of the oil filter housing, or the oil filter, to drain it out. And then I got this tub here. It's a 27 gallon, I think. I like to use these to collect the oil. It's short enough that it'll fit underneath the oil pan. That's the thing with a 5-gallon bucket on a truck like this, is that I have to lift it up. This slides right underneath, I believe. Maybe it doesn't. I think I bought the smaller one last time. We'll find out in a second here. I'll show you, don't worry. Start getting that draining, and then go work on the oil filter. This actually ended up fitting pretty well underneath the oil pan, but here we go. I ran this truck earlier today into town. So it got fully warm, but it's had, probably an hour now to cool off. So it's warm, but it's not hot, is what I was going for. Let's see if I can not drop this into the oil bucket. There we go. Beautiful. That's gonna do real well. Stick this right here. All right, she's done draining. Oh, there's a little bit more coming, but I'm just gonna put it. We're just gonna plug her in. Here we go. While I was letting it drain, it's been draining for 10 minutes now, so I'm good. Went ahead and did some greasing. Not done greasing, but did a few things. I'll show you when we get there. Okay. Don't want to over tighten that. Tighten it enough. Don't want it loose. Don't want to over tighten that. That would be a bad day next time. Be a pain in the tush. All right, we're gonna do this oil filter now. First thing, I need to not get covered in grease. Poke a hole in the bottom. Let's see if I can do this. This might get interesting. No, I am not going to be able to. Ooh, I might make a little bit of mess. Don't judge me, guys. Don't judge me. There it is. Not too bad. Actually, I won't make any mess. Look at this. Okay. Get the hole poked in. Destroy the filter a little bit here, and then we're going to whoop, let the filter drain. That there. That'll take a few minutes. While that's doing that, let's see if I can't. You see my face? Hello, guys. Clean off a little bit around. Ain't gonna be perfect, guys, don't worry. Again, not a how-to video. You can see me right now, not a how-to video. A little bit better. All right, let's let that drain. Well, it's not done draining yet, but we're gonna do it anyway. I've already loosened it a little bit. I was able to get both hands on it and took all I got, but I was able to loosen it by hand. So something you guys should know about me. You know how in the shop setting, there's always that one guy who's always just covered in grease and covered in oil, no matter how hard he tries to stay clean. I'm that guy. So at some point, I'm probably gonna make a mess. You should know that. Okay, I need to get in there and get my hand on this. Let me take off this good hat. I'll probably get oil on it. Okay. Move that over just slightly. You can see if I can remove this without dumping it on anything that it's not supposed to be on. Have my thumbs underneath the filter right now, so we should be good. Should be able to catch it now that it's mostly empty. These things are pretty heavy when they're not, when they are filled. Makes it interesting getting it back on. Getting a new one on. All right, we got it. No mess yet. We can drain out the filter all the way. Pull it out of here without making a mess. Okay, on its side. We survived. We survived. Okay, so the new filter is a Donaldson filter. We've had this discussion before, and yes, they're made in the same factory by the same people, Cat and Donaldson filters. Surprisingly enough, they look a little different. So maybe I'm wrong. You guys can comment down below, but I'm pretty sure they're made by the same people. Joint venture, or some say Cat owns Donaldson. I don't really know what the dynamic is. Again, you guys can let me know down in the comments below. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? You know what? I'm gonna take off my gloves for this part. Apologize for you guys who know what you're doing. Don't make fun of me too much. Let's see, let's stick this down here against the tire. Get my Mobile One Delvac is what we're using today. What do you guys use? What kind of filters do you guys use? Comment down below. Let's have a discussion. This should be fun. What oil should you use? What filters should you use? Are you an all Cat guy? Are you a what's it called? Shell Rotella guy? Are you a AMSOIL guy? Oh, AMSOIL is just so expensive. I know. The AMSOIL guys will say it'll pay for itself. But, all right, let's get under here and see if we can, man, it's not a great way to do this. You guys can't see anything right now, and I apologize. But you get to hear my commentary, so that's exciting, right? We're just gonna call it exciting. Right now, what you need to know is that I'm filling up that oil filter. With oil. Oh, that's not gonna work. That is not gonna work. I think it's very, very important to fill up the oil filter with fresh oil, obviously. I know, dumb comment. You don't want your truck to go without oil pressure. For any length of time at all. Gotta be floating those bearings. This is gonna fall over. Almost there. Man, this is gonna take that whole gallon. I might have to go top it off. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be perfect. 1 gallon will work. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can lift this up. Oh, it's heavy now. Okay, can you see it? Okay, good. Now, get some of this new oil on that gasket. Now, the fun part. See if we can get this in a spot where it's not gonna fall over. Should work right there. It doesn't fall over while I'm getting down in there. My luck, it will. All right. Okay, we made it. All right, make sure there is no gasket still on there. I've done that before, not in a big truck, an old Jeep. And didn't check close enough to see if the rubber gasket was, I guess it'd be an O-ring, whatever it is, was left on filter housing. And I had a big mess on my hands. I was standing right there, shut off the truck in plenty of time. Nothing was damaged, but I had a massive mess and I felt really stupid. Well, mainly because I was. All right, let's get this thing on here nice and tight. I like to leave the plastic on because that keeps the filter clean. And maybe I like a clean filter. Is that weird? Did you guys do that? There we go. All right. Whoop. Clean filter. Look at that. Beautiful. Too bad it's not yellow. Freightliner did not have a cat filter. Dumb cat, or dumb Freightliner. Yeah, I'm not going to show this next part, but I'm going to fill up this with oil. No, I'm not doing the whole thing with gallon jugs. I got 2 5-gallon buckets inside the truck right now. I just wanted to show you. I don't have a, you don't have a fill spot on top of the engine there. I guess you could take out the blow-by tube, but that's still going to be a pain. I could take off a valve cover. I'm not going to do that. Usually get this big funnel. I'll bungee cord it up so I don't have to hold it because it won't stay in there with all the air tubes and intake and turbo and junk there. So that's what I do. All right, I'm gonna get this filled up. All right, the next thing we need to do, we need to change the fuel filters. So let's come on over here. On me, got two fuel filters, fuel water separator and the primary, or frame mounted and engine mounted, whatever you want to call them. I have, some of you are gonna judge this, Baldwin Freightliner. Did not have what I wanted. Freightliner hasn't been doing real great. They did have, however, a cat fuel filter, so that's exciting. This Baldwin's gonna have to work this time. What's in there right now is a Wix, so I should probably be putting Fleet Guard in there. I know, but that's not what happens. And as you can see, we definitely need to change our fuel filter. That should be down here. Definitely needs to be done. Okay, let's get the stuff out. Okay, so first thing, I do have the correct wrench for this. It's definitely best to do it that way. I've tried the other ways, and I've chewed this up a little bit. I'm not doing that way again. The way you empty these, you got the petcock right here in the bottom, and you want to see the fuel level there. You want to get the fuel level down to somewhere in here. You want it low enough so we don't make a mess, but high enough so you don't lose your prime. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to drain it to the proper amount, to the right spot. Let's see if we can do this one-handed. Better angle out of here. Come on. Yes. Got it. Broke free. Had to lean on it a little bit there. Let's see, that's why you want the correct wrench here, because you don't want to do damage to this thing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use both hands and get the rest of the way off. Okay, we have the fuel filter off. As you can see there, it's I did make a mess. Didn't get down low enough, but I got the housing here. So that what you're going to be doing is you're going to be changing that O-ring there, and underneath this cap there is also an O-ring. So we're changing both of those. I got some gunk build up here that I didn't clean up. I cleaned this off. You didn't see it by hand, with some brake clean and stuff on the outside. Now I'm going to clean it up real good, get these O-rings off. And then one other thing to note is you can see down in there is that rubber grommet O-ring, whatever you want to call it, on the base there. That usually stays with it, so you're going to want to make sure to take that off, because there is a new one on the new filter. So just as a side note there. I got it cleaned up. Got my new gasket or O-ring on here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Gonna have to come from the back side here and slide her down on. Yeah, this is gonna be a two-handed job, but be careful. Obviously it's plastic threads. You don't want to cross thread them and void this this part and have to go get a new one, because Freightliner might not be open and then you can't run on Monday. So as you can tell, I'm preaching to myself. One other thing to note as I continue to put this on, I'm almost done, is let's go ahead and see how the top is spinning with the bottom. So all I was going to say, this doesn't need to be too tight. Remember, it's just an O-ring. Just need to squash it a little bit, not a lot. What I was suggested to do is to hold this top and spin this on by itself, so that the O-ring is not sitting there spinning. Less chance of it, rolling or getting pinched in the wrong way. Once you get it down there on the O-ring and it's tight enough, then you have to spin the whole thing. You won't be able to hold it, but just do your best. Now we're going to go ahead and fill up this. I don't usually fill it all the way. I put it usually to where I like it to run. So probably a third of the way up this this filter. Obviously, it's got a line on the top that says when it needs to be changed again. But let's go ahead and get this filled. Some more controversy. I got it filled up. I'm not using diesel. I'm actually using House. Let me know if that's what you guys do. See if we can cause some, what's the word? Disturbance. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do the other filter. And that one we're also gonna fill up with House. Yeah, I don't have any clean diesel to fill it up with. So that's what we're gonna do. Although, honestly, the House is probably a better, more filtered solution anyway. I'm definitely not going to use the stuff I took out of there. That's for sure. If push came to shove, I probably could put it back in that one and this one here, but not in that one. This one goes on the outside and still gets filtered before it goes into the system. So it would be, you know, not ideal, but not the end of the world. This one, when you fill it up, you're filling both sides. So the junk that was in the outside of that filter would end up in the engine, in the high pressure oil pump. Right? Oh man, y'all gonna lift pump. And anyway, you know, correct me. I know I'm gonna get corrected on a bunch of this stuff, so just go ahead. How it all works is gonna slip my mind right now. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this off, and then go from there. Okay, so I got it filled up, and I purposely filled it up full, because I don't want any loss of prime. So it's another two-handed job. I guess I could show this. Okay, here's to hoping I can get this through underneath the frame. I can't, but I do have a trick up my sleeve. I happen to have this jack in between the frame and the leaf spring. I had this on here for a different reason, but it's gonna double as a way to get this in here. Make sure my O-ring's good. It is. Okay, so I go closer to the engine. Oh, I'm spilling. I knew I was gonna do that though. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. What about upside downsy? How does that work? Okay. Get my hands cleaned up a little bit here. Covered in diesel. Okay. Well, I guess it's not diesel, is it? It's House. And now my face is covered in grime. Dude, is it sitting on? Okay. I don't like going real tight with my filters, if you're wondering. That was only by hand. Two hands, but only by hand. Okay, let's take this. Off. And so to peruse everything, make sure I didn't forget anything. So, what have we done? Changed the oil. I replaced the plug. It's in there. Checked the oil. Level's perfect. Fuel filter changed. Tightened down. Cap tightened down. Filled up. Never lost prime. Filled up fuel filter. Never lost prime. The O-ring stayed on this one, so we're good to go there. Oil filter's on tight. I don't think I'm missing anything. Now, the moment of truth. Okay, she ran good. She didn't die. We're gonna move on to greasing now. So I've already done some. You can already see some grease globbed all over the place. Let me just walk through where my grease zerks are. Just maybe the same as yours. Hopefully you're not missing any. Hopefully I'm not missing any. Got one here at the steering shaft. Got one there at the other end of the shaft there. This one's on the U-joint. That is, I don't even remember what to call that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, what else we got? We got bushings there, there, there. We got our drag link, one up top here, one on the bottom side. I didn't do these two earlier because the steering was, whoop, the wheel was out instead of in, so it was blocking. And I got, of course, your tie rod. Already did the top of the kingpin, bottom of the kingpin. What else? I might put a little bit on the bushing there. Those ones, some people don't think you should do that, but I do it, so judge me. Let's go the other side. We'll just look at the front for now, then we'll move on to the back. Same sort of thing on this side. Got a bushing, 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 kingpin on the bottom, and over here tie rod. So, well, and I didn't mention it, but I don't do it every time, but whoop whoop. Other side also, the S-cam shaft greasing, and also your adjustable well, my brain fart, you know what I'm talking about, adjustable slack adjuster. There we are. Let's get all those greased. All right, guys, so we finished up front, making a mess. Yes, I'm gonna clean up the mess, don't worry. Don't worry. We got two places we're going to grease under here. One, I haven't greased my, what is it, the throw out bearing? Is that what it's called? Yeah. And then of course this U-joint right here. The rest of the U-joints are exposed in the rear, so we're good there. And yeah, while we're under here, we're gonna check the, see if I can get to it while I'm talking to you. Struggling. Check the level. Like I said, while we're here, might as well, right? Okay, now that we did underneath there, got a few to do back here. So obviously one in that U-joint, one in that U-joint, one in that U-joint, your slack adjuster rod, slack adjuster, same thing in the rear. Got a U-joint there, slack adjusters, S-cam tube. We're also going to check the pumpkins, make sure they're topped off with oil, rather with differential fluid. So I got everything greased, fifth wheel greased well. I figured I'd show you guys. I don't know who all is going to be watching these videos, but if you've ever checked differential fluid, pretty simple. Pop a 1/2 inch drive in there, this is a busted one, so it doesn't ratchet very well. But we're going to check a little bit on there, but that's normal. We're gonna stick our finger in there. Whoop! Nothing yet. Ooh, this one's a little lower than I was expecting. There we go. Got some fluid. I'm gonna top it off a little bit. But basically, you want it to like whoop right where the top of my finger is. Not running out, but pretty high up there. And then I gotta go do the other one, which the other one has a different type of plug. Why, I don't know. But anyway, let's get this done. Well, we're done now. Done with what we're gonna do. We changed the oil filter, both fuel filters. We did a full grease job. We checked the fluid in the front hubs, which I didn't show. I have that done though. I checked the fluid in the transmission, checked the fluid in the front and rear diffs. What else did we do? I think that's it. Let me know. Did I miss anything? Should I have done anything else? Definitely comment your thoughts on the fluids that I used and different things like that. I also wanted to mention one other thing. 3 points about doing your own service. One, you save money. You definitely save money. I think I paid $300-ish. I have to look at the receipts, but it's plus or minus $380 a gallon, or a 5-gallon bucket. So it wasn't too bad on the oil side. Anyway, the past I've used Housby Quick Lube for some of my other trucks, and I'm pretty sure it was like double. It was like double that. I mean, because labor's expensive. Plus, they upcharge everything. Everything is upcharged. So that's the first point. It's cheaper. Second point is you can make sure it's done right. You don't really know these techs. You don't know their knowledge. I've had to go back before because my plug was leaking. Yeah, so that's the second point. You can make sure it's done right. And third, there are probably other points, but a big one is the fact that when you're crawling around underneath your truck, you build a personal relationship. And then what I mean by that is you can put your eyes on everything. Everything external, obviously not the internals of the engine or the trans or the diffs. You can get a taste for that by checking the fluid. But for example, today I found that I have an airbag that is starting to get dry rotted. Not bad, but I didn't know that. There's only one. I think it appears to be the oldest one. The rest of them look like they've been changed relatively recently. But I mean, it's hard for me to see that. With the full fenders on there, it's hard for me to see that on a daily basis. And the only place you can see that is on the bottom. Underneath. You got to be underneath the truck to know that. And I found that out when I was checking the diff fluid in that front pumpkin. It's those type of things that you're not going to know unless you do it yourself. Crawl around into the truck. These guys aren't going to tell you that. You got to do it yourself. I'm not going to say that you're going to fail if you don't do it yourself, but you can prevent needless tow bills breaking down on the side of the road just by crawling around to the truck, greasing your truck, or checking fluids, all that stuff, and actually putting your eyes on everything. I think it's really important. Comment down below what you think. And thanks for watching this video, guys. We're going to close it off there. Remember, this is not a tutorial. This is not a how-to. This is a for fun. I'm going to show you what I'm doing on my Saturday. That's all it is. Subscribe to the channel if you would. And hit the thumbs up button. Comment down below, like I said. And we'll see you on the next one.